Happy Halloween! Welcome to Coffee with Chase. This is the final day of October 31st. It is the last episode of Coffee with Chase. My camera has low battery, but I feel like cranking this out. I have faith that this camera is not going to die on me in the middle of the episode. Today, I am drinking that competition coffee that I mentioned in the last episode. I have it here in a very fancy mug to celebrate. These cute little etched glass mugs were given to Caitlin and I as a wedding present from her grandparents, and they're lovely. First sip. Surprisingly mild. Like, not offensive in any way, but not like particularly strong in flavor. That's just really easy to drink. That is a good cup of coffee. Maybe not the best cup of coffee that I've had on Coffee with Chase, but a very good cup of joe. We just got done handing out Halloween candy to all the kids in the neighborhood. It was a cold and snowy night. I couldn't believe how many kids were out and how late they were out till. Trick-or-treating here went until 8:30, and it feels like the sun sets at like 7. So there was a good hour and a half of trick-or-treating after dark in the snow and the cold. Kudos to those kids, kudos to those parents who trudged through with them. We were giving out hot cider to the parents who were out there braving the cold. Now it's really time to reflect on how the series has gone. When I started this series, I don't even think I particularly wanted to do it. It was very much a bandwagon effect. Like, I saw that Evan was going back for a second season and that John and Michael were hopping on to do it with them. There was something in me that was just like, I should do that. But I wasn't very confident because I've never done anything with cameras and editing before. And I feel like I'm often kind of flaky with stuff. So I did those first 3 episodes without telling anybody. And I shot them and I edited them and I kept it a secret. And once I had proven to myself that I could do it and that the results were passable, I published and I got out there and joined the crew. And if you listen back to those first few episodes, I was really wrestling with like why I wanted to tell them. Like, some part of me almost wanted to just do the whole month and not tell anybody. And some part of me was like, no, you have to submit, you have to post, you have to publish, you have to tell them that you're doing this. And I was just wrestling with why I needed to tell people and if like I wasn't intrinsically motivated by the thing enough as it was. And in some sense, I think I was right. Like, as soon as I told people that I was doing it, I did lose some amount of motivation because I got that gratification that people knew I was doing it and they applauded me for joining in with them. But I also was encouraged by friends being excited that I was doing it with them and all the tips and tricks that they gave me along the way and stuff that I learned from them, which I probably would have never figured out on my own. So I'm glad that I started publishing them, and I'm glad that I just made them public because I think there's some part of me that was taking myself too seriously. And so just publishing them for the world to see was a good act of just defiance against taking myself too seriously. And so in total, I'm really glad that I've done this. I have missed several episodes at this point. I don't want to go back and count, but I think it's 7 exactly. For whatever reason, maybe I was out of town, maybe we had family in town, or I just wasn't motivated. I did not completely finish the challenge, but I think I still submitted to the spirit of it. It was on my mind every day for sure. Something that I'm still asking myself is like why I did this at all. I think that some of my friends have pretty clear and good reasons for doing it, like getting better at talking on the camera, or getting better at editing, or motivating themselves to finish editing a large project. But I really just hopped on this for the experience of doing it and for the sake of hopping on a bandwagon. I'm not really all that into filmmaking. As much as I appreciate it and I love watching my friends do it and succeed at it, it's just not something that's all that appealing to me. I like feeling as though I could be half passable at it. Like I can sort of set up a camera to film and somewhat frame in a shot and get decent audio and edit it in post and publish it. I like knowing that I have been able to do that, but I don't expect to do it much in the future. All that to say, I doubt I will put out another video until next October. And even next October, I don't know if I'll end up doing this again. We'll just have to wait a year to find out and see. That being said, I do think that I've gotten better at being on camera and talking. Most of the time that I've been on camera talking has been me being interviewed for video projects, and that doesn't feel too difficult to me. I feel that I'm able to do that, but interviewing yourself and just talking right to a camera is a skill in and of itself. And through this, I gained a huge appreciation for people who are able to do that well. And overall, I gained an appreciation for filmmakers, period. The amount of effort it takes to just do a daily video log like this is impressive. It made me realize, like, if this is this hard, imagine how much more difficult it is to put out a 10 to 12 minute YouTube story with multiple parts and facets, to put out like an Evan Monsma video or a Casey Neistat video, and then even more to put out like a short film, even more to put out a feature-length film. So I've definitely gained a lot of appreciation for filmmaking and filmmakers in general, which is cool because I have a lot of friends who are into it, and it's crazy to me that I didn't appreciate them this much before. Speaking of those friends, I think that one great benefit of this has been that I have become far closer to the friends that I was doing this with Evan, with Michael, with John, even just the people who were watching these videos. I grew closer to my wife just by creating these and her watching them. And it's funny how there are things that I just would have never thought to bring up in conversation with her, but I talked about on here, and so she found out about, and we were able to have great discussions of. This was very valuable just in the way it impacted my relationships outside of the videos, which is very special to me. I find that as much as I hate night shift, and you guys have been along to see that journey, doing these coffees with Chase helped keep me in some sort of schedule during that, and helped me from going completely crazy. And it kept me in a schedule in general, whether it was like for school or going off to have fun on the weekends. Like, it really did keep me on schedule. I remember hearing like somebody on a college tour back in high school say that the more stuff you do, the more stuff you get done, which was their way of suggesting that, like, yeah, even though you are busy with school, if you let school be the only thing you do, you will spend your whole time doing school or just messing around with the time that you're not doing school. But if you take on hobbies and fill your time with other things, you'll do those other things. And I feel that these Coffee with Chase have been that for me. It's been another thing to put on my plate and helped me stay productive and effective with my time by just having another thing to do. With the time that I have over the next couple months from not filming these videos, I'm excited to throw bike training in. I definitely let this take the place of bike riding over the last month, but it was a good break from bike training. And I think that going back into the training season now, I will be much more refreshed and recuperated and ready to train. Sometimes you need a break from things that you do a lot to come back to them with a fresh eye and with newfound motivation. That's all for today. I really hope my camera hasn't died in the middle of this video. Thank you so much for watching for this whole month. It's been cool. So this has been Coffee with Chase, October 31st. Thank you so much for joining. Last sip. Cheers.